thing we're meeting about today is to talk about our theme. Right? For those of you that have been here for 3 years, or this is going into your 3rd year with me, I think it is an extremely important thing. You know, I know at times we joke about those things, but I love when I hear it. I love when I hear one of the girls or cheerleaders joking about, send me in the hallway. Because you know what, I don't care how you say it, you just said it. And that means you recognize it, that means you understand why we believe in it, why we're saying it, why we are breaking our huddles to it, because the message of it is very important. Take it very seriously deciding what our theme is going to be each year. Coach Brody probably gets exhausted from the text messages he gets at 10:30 at night saying, what you think about this? What about this? What about this? And ultimately, I feel like we're just going to know when it's the right one. This year took a little longer because nothing felt right. Nothing felt like the right one until we found it. Okay? All right, so let's get into it. Tough question to answer, but I want answers. What does it mean to be a man? Guys, we all should have an idea. When somebody asks you, what does it mean to be a man? You should have an idea. You just told me 30 different things you think it's supposed to mean. So in order for it to mean those things, you have to strive to be those things. Be mean as hell. Be nasty in the spirit of competition, then learn how to control it in your personal life. Not vice versa. Don't be the sweetest, most angelic person and then try to figure out how to be a football player. Be a monster, then figure the rest out. Then he talks about aggression. What is aggression? It's being what? Always what? Always ready. Doesn't mean you have to be a jerk. Doesn't mean you have to butt heads with everybody, but you're always ready. You are proactive. When a problem is going to confront you, you confront it first. We talked about that all the time last year. Be proactive, not reactive. Every team you're going to play on Friday night has the intention of doing what? Beat them first. Beat them before they have a chance to beat you. Hit them in the mouth before they have a chance to hit you. Because it changes their whole world. It changes the way they look at you. It changes how they're going to respond to you. All right? What's the theme this year, guys? Be a man. Be a man. We're just trying to create men. If I ask almost every one of your dads back there, or every parent who ever had their child play athletics, and specifically football, one of the #1 reasons they want them to is for what reason? Teach them how to be a man. Football does it better than any athletic venture you'll ever get into. It just does. I'm not knocking baseball, basketball, soccer. I'm not knocking a single other sport. There is no other sport that teaches you to be a man the way football does. It's the God-honest truth. Everything about this game represents the words you used. Courageous, fearless, sacrificial, respectful, hardworking, powerful. You have to be every one of those things to be successful. And so if this sport is teaching you every one of those adjectives you used, then this sport is teaching you what? Be a man. All right, now we need to define that. My primary job, these coaches' primary job, from 3 to 6 o'clock in the afternoons is to make you better at what? Football. When we refer to this in the context of football, be a man, it means you got to be these 3 things. We have to be these 3 things as a team this year. Mean, aggressive, and non-negotiable. So in the context of a football practice, football game, as a player, these 3 things need to enter your head every time we say be a man. Mean, vicious or aggressive in behavior. Is mean a bad thing? No. It's not. The word gets a negative context all the time, but it's not a bad thing. Being vicious or aggressive in behavior. I don't know if there's anything better to describe what you should be as a football player. You upperclassmen, you soon-to-be juniors, we need you to turn into this. They don't have to love you. Not everybody on this team has to love you and think you're their best friend, but they have to respect you. They have to respect how you go about your business. You have to become that. Some of you have to become leaders, guys. You want to be a leader? Hit somebody in the mouth with everything you got this week. People will notice. Coaches will notice. Other players will notice. And they'll either get tired of getting hit by you, or they'll get a little mean. That's how I need you to lead in that capacity. Pursuing one's aims and interests forcefully. Pursuing one's aims and interests forcefully. That's what aggressive means. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. If you truly want something, that's what you should be. You should go after it forcefully, specifically in relation to football. Defensively, what is our number one goal? We need to be aggressive. Every time you put on the uniform, every time you put on the helmet, be aggressive. Take what you want forcefully. Try and stay within the rules for the sake of the game, but you can always turn up the intensity. For me, this encapsulates everything we preach to you about play to the whistle. You hit this guy over and over again until the whistle blows. But you always got a little bit more. More. Try to stay within the rules of the game for the sake of it, but you can always turn up the intensity. We have to be aggressive, guys. What's the last one? To me, this is the most important one in terms of going into our spring camp and our summer. Be non-negotiable. Not open to discussion or modification. Is that a bad thing? There's times in your life where you absolutely have to be this. Non-negotiable. That first week of workouts, where the 90-degree temperature is going to hit you in the chest like a ton of bricks, and there's that little voice inside you that's telling you, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be there that day, that's negotiating against yourself. That's what you're doing. When you're putting in your reps in the weight room, and it says 10 and you do 9, and you know it, you rack it knowing you did 9, you're negotiating. When a coach asks something of you and you continue to do it differently, do it your way because it just feels a little more comfortable instead of trusting what you're being coached to do, that's negotiating. Non-negotiable, guys. Whatever is asked of you, you do it. Kobe's quoted as saying, I can't relate to lazy people. We don't speak the same language. I don't understand you. I don't want to understand you. That's true, guys. Mediocre people don't like high-achieving people. High-achieving people don't like mediocre people. Because they don't speak the same language, like he's saying. They don't have common ground. When I'm not going to settle for good, because good isn't going to win our first 4 games, I know great has to be the bar. And we got some people that are willing to settle for good. They don't fit. They don't fit what we're trying to do. We need people that are mean, aggressive, and non-negotiable. We're going to take football out of it for a second. Be a man in the context of life. What does that mean? Because ultimately, you won't hear me say this on a Friday night, maybe not at 7 o'clock, but ultimately, it's more important. What this game, what these coaches, what your parents, what your fellow teammates do for you to make you a better man is ultimately more important. All right, so how are we going to be a man in the context of life? What does it mean? Masculine, appreciative, and noble. Totally different words, right? Masculine, set of attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with men. What are those roles that are associated with men? In life, what roles in life are associated with men? Fathers. What? Brothers. Husbands. Protectors. Thank you. Warriors. Soldiers. Those are roles that, like it or not, I don't care what anybody else says, are associated with men. There's a way to carry yourself. That expectation is there. Be masculine. Fit your roles in life. Be a great brother to these guys out here. Be a great son to your parents. Be a great brother to your younger sisters, your oldest. Protect these guys in here. Protect your siblings. Ultimately, hopefully, becoming great fathers, great husbands, great leaders in the community. I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done. To me, that encapsulates masculinity. I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when it's done. In everything. just football. We're talking about life right now. Get football out of your mind. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. Carry that message with you. What's number 2? Appreciative. Guys, we're so close to this being just the message for the whole season. Being appreciative. Feeling and showing gratitude or pleasure. You understand how fortunate you are right now in this room. That you have the opportunity to come to a school that allows you to engage in faith, where people are passionate, parents show up, parents volunteer, where they help, where people fill the stands on Friday nights, where people genuinely care. You know, between January and today, no less than 300 people have asked me how our football team is going to be next year. Our response is going to stay the same until next year. We'll see what they do. We'll see what you do with it. But that many people care about it. You should be appreciative of that. Be appreciative of everything that you have in your life. Be appreciative of your teammates. Every day, this needs to be a message, guys. Say thank you. Tell the teacher thank you. That's crazy. Tell the one you dislike the most, I appreciate what you did this year for me. Watch their jaws drop. Go home and tell your parents, thank you. For what? Being my mom. Be appreciative, guys. Be so appreciative of what you get to do. I am tremendously appreciative that I get to be your coach. I'm tremendously appreciative I got dads here to listen to this. I'm so appreciative of our coaching staff. Denzel, one of the most important lessons in life is to remember to have an attitude of gratitude, of humility, or understand what a gift comes from. It's not mine. It's been given to me by the grace of God. You can't take it with you, but you can leave it here. You can't take hard work with you. You can't take your talents with you, but you can leave them here. There's a quote I remember in high school, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically, I'm scared to death to go to the gates and see God and have wasted any of the talent He gave me. I don't want to have to answer that question. Why didn't you use it? Be appreciative of what you have. Understand why you have it. You have it because it's been given to you. It's not yours. It was given to you to use. Use it. At all times. Last one is what? Noble. What does noble mean? It's a word we don't use often. Showing fine personal qualities or high moral principles. High moral principles. You know when you do something that's not right. There's no shot you don't know, because you wouldn't have to conceal it if you thought you could do it. Get used to it. Because when you're not living up to your end of this, you're going to get called out for it. That's a great thing. Because if you can fix it, you become a better what? Man. That's what we're trying to be. Think about somebody you respect right now, just for being a good dude. Just somebody that, think about it, put that name in your mind, somebody that you respect, just because they're a great dude. At times you almost resent them for it, whether it's an adult, a classmate, but it's because it's tough to live up to them. It's tough to be as good as some people. It's tough to have that high moral character that some people carry. But we all want to have it. We just got to figure out how to get there. Don't walk through life just being an athlete. Athletics will fade. Athletics will fade. For all of you, athletics will fade. Be impactful in somebody else's life through this game, through being a teammate, through being a student in our hallways. Change somebody's life through a little thing, guys. Seniors, you won't remember some of these freshmen. There's going to be a freshman in 4 years, so you're going to come back and be like, I don't remember who was on the team. They will remember every one of them. There is not a senior that's going to graduate this year that every one of those freshmen is not going to know. That's the opportunity you have. That's seniors, that's juniors, that's upperclassmen in general. They will remember exactly what kind of teammate you are. We understand it? Not yet. We don't. appreciate you saying yes, but we don't understand it yet. You gotta go out there and show me that you're mean and you're aggressive and you're non-negotiable. Actions do speak louder than words, guys. You all just said, yes, sir, I understand it. Show me. Show the coaches. Show your parents. Show your teammates you actually understand what mean, aggressive, and non-negotiable is. You go hard at all times. You hit people in the mouth, and you are always ready to go. That's what that means. And then let's start understanding what it means in our real life. Teenagers who are turning into men. What kind are you going to be? The one that the world's pushing you towards right now? The one that everybody's saying, defining what a man is right now? That they're conceding and compromising what you're supposed to be all over the place? Are you going to be that version? Masculine, appreciative, and noble. Be that version. Don't let anybody else tell you what it's supposed to mean to be a man.